Welcome back. Well, the Environment Investment Fund, through funding from the Green Climate Fund, is implementing a readiness project titled Developing Key Legislation, Regulation Policies and Concept Notes for Climate Action in Namibia in collaboration with the Namibia Green Hydrogen Programme. Now, the project aims to strengthen climate finance coordination mechanisms, build institutional capacity of the Namibia Green Hydrogen Programme, amongst others. I'm joined this evening by Romeo Muyunda, who is the spokesperson for the EIF, to expound further. Romeo, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Nina. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here.
Great.
Well, to start with, Romeo, perhaps you can just briefly unpack for us this collaboration between the EIF and the Green Hydrogen Programme.
Yeah, thank you so much. You have rightly pointed out that as a EIF, as you know, that our job is really to mobilize resources that are aimed at advancing environmental sustainability and protection in the country. And we mobilize these resources through multilateral and bilateral agreements, mostly with international institutions that do fund initiatives that are aimed at environmental protection, such as climate change. And the EIF is Namibia's first entity to be accredited by the Green Climate Fund. And as such, we have implemented projects from the funding that has come from there. And part of that funding that we have gotten from the Green Climate Fund is on the readiness program that you have rightfully alluded to, which is aimed at facilitating and identifying the gaps in our legislation and policies, so that we are ready to access more funding in terms of other initiatives that we are planning as a country, especially to achieve our nationally determined contributions in terms of climate change. You know that we have a new baby right now that we are busy nursing, which is the green hydrogen. So that is basically the new thing. And in terms of getting ready to access funding from the GCF, we need to look into what are the gaps in the green hydrogen. Remember, this is something that is new. We need to look into the gaps in legislation, the gaps that are there in terms of regulation and policies, but also develop concepts that are in line, so that whatever we intend on implementing in terms of green hydrogen is in line with our determined, national determined contribution in terms of climate change, but also does not harm the environment. So there are a number of concepts that the EIF, of course in collaboration with the Green Hydrogen Programme, have actually identified to implement and to get funding through GCF. And this is the initiative that we are currently busy with. We have developed through that project some feasibility or pre-feasibility studies. And from those feasibility studies, now we have developed concepts, and those concepts are the ones that we are busy now engaging stakeholders, so that we align them with the needs of the country, the national needs of the country, but also the needs of the people. So that is where we are now, and that is what we are doing with the Green Hydrogen Programme.
Fantastic. Also speak to us, Romeo, about the development of the Green Hydrogen Plant and how it being within the Southern Corridor Development Initiative contributes to Namibia's broader economic as well as the environmental objectives that we have.
Yeah, so like I said, green hydrogen is a new child on the block, and it has a lot of prospects in terms of economic and as well as employment creation. So we from the Environmental Investment Fund, we are basically looking into implementing with the Green Hydrogen Programme, implementing or developing a plant for green hydrogen that is in the Karas region. So this is a plant that is going, of course, to produce green power. And the reason why the Karas region has been chosen, specifically Lodare, is because there is alternative sources of power. They're speaking about the forever available wind. There is prospects there to develop wind energy. The other thing there is that apart from wind energy, there's always sun. So the prospects of developing solar power is also there. So for this, the green hydrogen power plant is actually something that we envisage to be established in the southern part of the country. And with this establishment, we are looking at, of course, generating power, which can be used for export, as you know that we can export that. But also part of it is to look into generating solar power, especially for the green hydrogen plant. And I think with the establishment of that plant, we foresee employment being created, a lot of infrastructure being built that will contribute to the growth of the town, but also economic contributions to the country at large.
Talk to us a little bit about the Neckartal Green Scream Fertilizer Plant and you know, what potential it holds.
Yeah, so this is one of the three concepts that have been developed. One is the one that we just finished speaking about now, the green hydrogen plant. The second one is the solar power. And the third one is the fertilizer plant that we envisage to also develop through the concepts that we have developed. Now, the idea here is basically to say, with hydrogen, not only are you able to produce power, green power, you are also able to produce other products. And some of those products include hydrogen-based ammonia fertilizer. And with this fertilizer, we have seen the potential that the Neckartal Dam has. This is one of the infrastructure that where government has actually invested a lot of money. And in terms of utilization, maybe we haven't really fully optimized its utilization to contribute to the economic development, but also to contribute to the region as well-being. So we foresee a green scheme that can be developed there, but also a fertilizer plant for green hydrogen ammonia-based that can be developed there, something that we are able to export to other countries, of course, our neighboring countries specifically. Also, we can use this fertilizer to develop some agricultural activities around the Neckartal Dam, and also develop our agricultural sector at large and enhance food security in the country. So apart from food security, also we see economic opportunities for the residents of the Karas region that would tap into that opportunity through maybe small commercial farming, and so on and so on. So this is an initiative that is one of the concepts that we have developed. And of course, like I said, we are at the process where we are now engaging and getting input so that this is really tailor-made for the people, and the people's inputs are actually heard as well.
On that note, I do understand that you had engagement sessions at Keetmanshoop and Lodrich recently. So what were some of the key concerns that might have been raised by the communities, etc.?
Yeah, I think we really had intensive engagements with the stakeholders in Karas region. Our first day, we met the Honorable Governor of the Karas region, who actually laid out the foundation for us. She basically spoke about ensuring that the concepts that we are developing, they have a focus on empowering the people of this country, but specifically the Karas region. She wants to see benefits from these concepts and from these projects. And I think she have urged us that we must go over and beyond to ensure that those that have ideas to contribute to these concepts, they are able to be given the opportunity to do that. Apart from that, I think from the engagements, I think similar sentiments were also given from different other speakers who just wants to see this to be a people-centered project or activities where benefits should come to the country in terms of economic employment, income generation, and economic development at large for the country. So youth empowerment was one of the issues that came in to ensure that the youth really benefit from this, but also the tapping in terms of skill development that is necessary, especially given the fact that green hydrogen is new, a new child on the block, and the potential that it brings. So I think these are some of the concerns that were raised, but of course we have taken some of these concerns and we are actually seeing how we can incorporate them into our concepts that we have developed.
Fantastic. Well, you said earlier, of course, that the readiness project is now, I think, pre-assessment phase. So what happens hereafter? Where to from here?
So from here, like I said, we have now the inputs of the regions. We know where their priorities are. We know what they want to see. So we need to incorporate this into the concepts. Remember, the concepts are already developed. Yeah. So we incorporate this into the concepts, and then once we have incorporated this, we look into developing now what we call full proposals. So the full proposals is what we are going to submit to the Green Climate Fund for possible funding. And these will come with specific, of course, activities in terms of what we need to do. What is it that we need to achieve, and in terms of funding, how much money that we need. So this submission, of course, will inform now the Green Climate Fund through their processes in terms of if it is something that is viable for funding. Yeah. But we believe strongly that these concepts are strong. In terms of enhancing not only the livelihoods of the people, but also looking into the issues and elements of climate change. It will enhance, of course, the green economy. I think that is where the world is headed to. And Namibia being in position to produce and export power will enhance its economic ability and grow our economy to the level where we want to be.
Fantastic. Well, Romeo, all the best, and thank you so much for joining us here this evening. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
When we come back after this very brief break, our conversations do continue, so stay with us.